you guys, I'm back. It's your girl Queen Trillion. Happy Mash Mode Monday, and we is back in Dallas, man. Your girl had went to Vegas. Oh my God, so you already know I'm about to tell y'all all about it, okay? So anywho, man, for those of y'all who've been following my channel, man, y'all already know I put it out there into the universe that I wanted to go and get on a plane for the first time, and it just so happened that my first time was Vegas, so that was crazy. So I went ahead and I linked up with my homegirl, and she was like, hey, I'm going out here for a birthday shindig or whatever, and both of us are Aquarius, so I said, okay, you know, we could go ahead and connect on that vibe right there. So I went ahead and bought my ticket just to let them know that I was serious. However, you know, I ain't never been on a plane, so I was a little nervous, okay? So I was watching a lot of videos and stuff like that. I was just trying to really get my mind prepared, and I was scared, okay? So anywho, I started to try to talk my way out of it. And then because at that time it was like the coronavirus was going on, and it still is going on. I kept seeing people walking around with masks. I just kept getting these updates on my phone. Also, the tragedy happened with Kobe and those other passengers as well as his daughter. So I was just kind of like, I don't know if I need to be getting on a plane. And then my son, he wasn't making it no better because he was like, Mom, I wouldn't get on a plane. He was just kind of freaked out. So I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna do this, I need to not express that I'm about to do this to certain people, because certain people gonna be like freaking out because of what, you know, everybody was just kind of emotional and concerned about flying anywhere. So I had called my homegirl and I was just like, look, I don't think I'm gonna go. You know, I'm experiencing separation anxiety from leaving my family. I'm having mom guilt, you know, all of that stuff. And then they got this corona, that's what it's called, coronavirus. They got this going on. I'm just not sure. You know, we need to go ahead and get us a mask, you know, all of that. She was like, you gotta stop, you know, reading all this stuff. You gotta kind of tune that stuff out. And I was like, you know what, she got a point, because if you keep on, you know, fishing and seeking for bad news or, you know, what's going on, it can really get you depressed. So at that point I said, okay, let me back away from social media, you know, all of that, and just kind of focus on this trip. All right, so anywho, end up getting down to that day, okay, to the day. And on that day, I was, you know, I got up, I was still kind of moving around, you know, running errands, spending time with the family. So I really wasn't rested. But I do think that even if I didn't have stuff to do, I still wasn't gonna get no rest, because I was really nervous. I was really, you know, just kind of anxious. So I was like, I'm not getting no sleep, no way. So anywho, we get to the plane and we get to the actual airport, and so I am scared. I'm quiet. I'm just, you know, looking around, kind of freaked out. Everything my homegirl is telling me, I'm kind of in and out, because I'm just like, what's about to happen? Oh my God, it's about to happen. So anywho, we get to the part where you go ahead and punch the check-in button. And so this is where you're going to figure out your seats. And yes, we flew Spirit. So the tickets were $80 round trip. I mean, come on now, you cannot beat that, okay? Now, of course, everybody had all this little bad stuff to say about Spirit, but I was like, hey, it is what it is. I will figure it out for myself. So anywho, we get to the check-in part. And so she's like, yeah, just go ahead. We're gonna pick our seats at the same time, and it should sit us at the same place, possibly, okay? Because if you want to pick your own seat, it's going to cost you $25. That's just how Spirit operates. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, take this chance. And it just so happened it gave me a random seat that was nowhere near her, so I was not pleased with that. However, you know, I was like, let me just breathe. We're going to figure it out. So we get there in the airport. We sitting down. I meet this nice lady and she just started talking to me. She just really made me just my mind was like being a little bit distracted. The fact that I'm not sitting with my friend, the fact that I'm flying, the fact everything. She was like, oh my gosh, she was just really nice and caring. And I was like, you know what, this is a God sent. Okay, so I was feeding off all her vibes or whatnot. So then it got time to go ahead and board the plane. I was super, you know, nice. Okay, I was nice to the flight attendants. The flight attendants was also very nice. So I wanted to make sure I got in good with them. Okay, and so just feeding off their energy, I was getting more and more at ease. And then the people that was on the plane, they was just in straight up turn up mode, party mode, like, woo, we're going to Vegas. So it was like, okay, you know, this is gonna be a lit flight. This my type of energy right here. It felt like a little soul plane, like a club or something like that, you know, going to Vegas. So I was like, this you know, this epic. So I did not feel as nervous as I thought that I was gonna be, because I was feeding off of everybody's energy. So then I just so happened to talk to the attendant, me and my homegirl, and you know, and also some people that was sitting next to her, and they was like, okay, it's all good if we go ahead and swap out a seat or whatever so I can be comfortable. So my prayers was answered. I was like, yes, oh my God, yes. And so anywho, I was like, okay, I am good. I'm like 8 out of 10 good. So then boom, okay, then we went ahead and we took off, and I was like, okay, I was geeked, and I was like, oh my God. But I will say that because the plane was so big and secure, it just really did not feel as though I was like, you know, outside on my own in the air flying or anything like that. I really felt really secure. Okay, so even though it was catching speed, it was like not a problem at all. And so my thing was, okay, how is it gonna feel when I take off? Is my ears gonna pop? Is my stomach gonna sink? I didn't experience none of that. Okay, stomach did not drop. I didn't feel like I was gonna throw up. And so my ears did not pop. I was like, wow, I'm really having a fantastic first flight. So anywho, so then we finally land. We land in Vegas, and the plane like hit the ground, and it felt like we was hitting a pothole. So that was disturbing, but it was only like one bump, and then that was it. All right. So then we make our way to the actual, of course, we make our way to the airport, and so we end up getting, you know, catching an Uber. And then as soon as we got out there in the city and we riding around, and I'm just looking at everything, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, it was like extreme eye porn. All right, it was the most beautiful things that I've ever seen. The buildings, just the lighting, the streets, everything was just like, where am I? This is so awesome. Okay, so we ended up sleeping at a hotel, which was we ended up staying at a hotel which was called the Paris something, and it was so gorgeous. I mean, you walk inside and it's literally like you are in France. You look up at the ceiling looks like a sky, and everything just painted in chandeliers, and it just looks like you're totally in France. And so I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So everything I was looking at, I was like, wow. And they just had these beautiful statues everywhere, like all this Caesar influence stuff, Mona Lisa stuff, you know, just gold trimmings. And it was Chinese New Year, so you've seen a lot of Chinese influence out there. You've seen a lot of, you know, different banners in different colors, and it was just, oh my goodness, y'all, it was crazy. So also in the hotels, every hotel that we walked through, they had stores inside, they had restaurants, they had bars. Okay, now we had to catch on real quick, because if you don't catch on, you're gonna really drop out on some money out there. So we made sure that we ate at the fast food restaurants, and you know that was in our budget or whatever, because outside of eating, you're gonna be drinking. You know, you can just get a drink and just be walking up the street with your drink. So you just can do all these things that you can't do in Texas. Okay, so you definitely have to have, you know, be smart about your food budget, because there was not a Walmart in sight. And so we had to just get it how we lived out there. Okay, then of course you're gonna see some exotic foods out there. Of course you're gonna want to try some things just because you out there in Vegas. Okay, so anywho, it was a very epic, I'm talking about epic experience. The only thing is that I could not enjoy it all the way to the max, because I was on my lady time, and it's just, you know, Mother Nature just wouldn't let me be great. Okay, so I don't think that my body was really up to the whole extensive walking. So any walking that was like more than 10 minutes, it was making me say ouch, and I needed to go sit down, or I need to go, you know, back to the hotel and go take a bath and go take a nap. Okay, it just is what it is. But for the parts that I was able to experience, it was everything. Okay, then not only that, the weather did change. Like one day we was out there, it was 70 degrees. Okay, cool, beautiful. However, that night it dropped down to 50, and then the following days it was about probably 40 degrees, and then it also went down to 30. So therefore I was not with the cold. Okay, it is a difference in being cold and just having, you know, the temperature drop, but to also have wind. Okay, and that wind out there in Vegas was disrespectful, so that also kind of affected parts of the trip. So I just kind of feel, all in all, man, Vegas is a epic place to go, but you definitely want to be kind of, you know, kind of cautious about the time of the year that you do decide to go. Okay, because the weather was nasty. Okay, so you got to think about it. We're going out there in mid-February, so it is what it is on that. But all in all, man, I had a epic time, and it's a incredible feeling when you do something that you say that you're going to do, and that you do something that's a little bit outside of your comfort zone. For me, it was way out of my comfort zone, because not too many people in my family have really been on a plane. Everybody who I know, from my friends and stuff like that, everybody is just not plane people. So I had to just kind of take that leap. You know, I'm like, hey, I only got one life to live. Okay, so the fact that I was able to get on the plane, not back out, and I followed through with that, I cannot explain that feeling. All right, so coming back into the city, I'm not gonna lie, it was bitter sweet. Okay, leaving those palm trees, leaving those beautiful sights, man, it was tough. Okay, I did miss my family, but again, it was just some stuff that I've never seen before, and I kind of just wish that I had my family. We just kind of just was out there at that time, and we could just stay out there and just kind of figure it out from there, because that's how exotic that stuff looked to me, y'all. So I was like, okay, I gotta leave. Oh goodness, it was tough. Okay, however, I am, you know, a Dallas native, and there's no place like home. Okay, now I wasn't anticipating that I was going to feel, you know, as good as I did, just off the simple fact that I did travel. And so I'm very thankful for that experience and the recharge that it gave me spiritually and mentally, because once I got back to Dallas, I just felt new. I felt as though I didn't even really tap in and just tell people I was back. I was just too, you know, too kind of still on that high, and I didn't want to come down off that high. Okay, so therefore it's still taking me a minute to really just kind of connect with the fact that I'm back. But man, Man, I just want to just kind of stay just right there, just in Vegas. Okay, I have not checked in. It just is what it is. But I'm not gonna lie, you know, once I got back, you know, home and stuff, and just kind of looking around me, everything appeared different, but in a good way. Okay, everything, my son was happy, my family was happy, my dogs was happy, like everybody was just happy. And I was like, I knew y'all missed me or whatever. And it was just that feeling to be missed and to be loved and to be cared for. It is something that I'm truly thankful for. And to also know that I did something that I said that I was gonna do. I just felt like, you know what, can't nothing touch me. Also, I was able to reset from everything that I was worried about, and I wasn't expecting that, because going into the trip I was worried about this, worried about that. I had so many like depressing thoughts. Okay, so I had no idea that taking a trip was going to reset me, and it still has reset me. Like, I'm not worried about anything. I mean, I barely wanted to vlog. I just want to just be and just kind of be like like literally I am on full-fledged reset mode, and I feel so good because it literally was what my spirit needed, you guys. So if you guys want to travel, man, I say go ahead and do it. You know, just kind of focus on what you want. Stop trying to, you know, entertain all the doubts in the news and what people say is going on, because there's always going to be a fear narrative out there. So in other words, man, you just gotta live your life, and you gotta make any situation happen, you dig? And once you do, it's just gonna open you up to a whole nother different, you know, to a different level within yourself. So don't take my word for it. You go ahead and find out for yourself, man. So even if it is traveling, even if it's like anything else outside of that you want to do, then just go ahead and do it. This is the year, okay, to manifest all that it is that you want. So go ahead and do it. So with that being said, that's all that I have for you guys today. Make sure that you like, follow, and you subscribe to my channel. You dig what I'm saying? And I'm back, you know, I'm getting back into the move, into the groove, you know, doing my little vlog. So let me know what kind of stuff that you guys want me to cover, okay? Because I haven't really just got too settled on what I'm going to be talking about. So I kind of want you guys to kind of give me some of your input, okay? So give me some suggestions if you guys want me to do some music reviews, if you guys want me to cover the news, social issues, things that's going on in the community, talent, I mean, you know, gossip. Well, probably not gossip. I just kind of don't really connect with that. But just let me know. Motivation, you know, just anything dealing with women. Just kind of let me know, what do you want to see more from me on this channel, and we're gonna make that situation happen, you guys. And so with that being said, man, y'all stay tuned, and we're gonna keep on mashing.